on StreamYard. Let me just share my screen.
Screen share too. Cool. Oh. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, had an issue here. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, I was as I was saying, between Mother's Day and basketball and stuff, it was a full weekend for sure. We got our first swim in actually, which is great.
Right.
Like it being summer now is fantastic, or almost summer. Um, okay, there we go. Now I've got it. Cool, cool. All right, Nasser, if you want to kick us off, man, I'm excited to do this one too.
All right, guys. Thank you for everybody who came on time. So this is our second day of going live during the 7 day challenge. I sent the email out earlier in reference to the homework that was supposed to be done, and I'm currently not at home, as you can see, not my studio, but I'm still able to get this done because in life you have to stay committed to things, just like you like we stay committed. We pick and choose what we commit to, and unfortunately, a lot of times we commit to the things that just don't count. Like we need you guys to commit to your future. Um, Deal Machine is actually sponsoring us, and we just want you guys to get out there and close your first deal. So with that being said, I, I'm hoping you guys were able to use the software and collect addresses. Maybe you didn't get 100. Maybe you did something like just, it's all about trying. But um, that's basically it. And for those who are just new, who were not on Fridays or didn't see anything, listen. I first started by driving for dollars. That's how I started, driving for dollars. It took me 8 months to get my first deal. I didn't have all this technology that you guys have. So I have Matt on, and Matt has been so generous to share not only the technology but give us his time as well. And without further ado, yeah, I'm gonna let Matt just take over from here.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks again for having me on. I mean, I had a great time on Friday with you. I know you can find the replay to it on your YouTube, and then I think you emailed it out too, right, Nasser?
I emailed it out Friday, emailed it out again today.
There we go. Perfect. So if you missed the first one, make sure to rewatch that if you can. We actually are going to recap quite a few things from there. Kind of got to go through a quick recap on that training for that first time around. So if you were not able to catch, Friday's session by today, you should be able to catch up pretty quickly. I mean, we shared a ton of information there that I still recommend watching the replay. But even if you had to miss it, we're going to really set you up for success for this week. To finish up this challenge. I mean, we're on day 4 right now. So congrats on making it to day 4, guys. On my end, again, Matt Camp with Deal Machine over here. I would love if you can put in the chat where you're based out of, where you're watching from. That for sure. I mean, especially in a challenge like this, to be able to find accountability buddies, to being able to have people who are pushing you, who, Master, like you said, like you're putting in the work, you're showing up here on a Friday, on a Monday, like, make sure to follow through on everything that you're learning here and really able to not just absorb the information, but really take action on it. Whether you use Deal Machine or not, on our end, I mean, we are just a tool to make you more successful. But in the end, it's a tool that you have to run with. You have to put in the work, like you said, and be able to really take action to be able to see value out of what we can do and what this challenge is all about. So put where you are based out of in the chat. We've definitely had people in these in the past meet people in their same market, team up, do deals together, like, meet a future business partner in the chat, which is pretty cool. So definitely do that for each other there. Just briefly on the Deal Machine side, again, Matt Camp over here, run partnerships, love doing this type of thing where I can help educate you guys to get excited, to get out there, to take action. I know we're really proud to say we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there for real estate investors to find off market deals. So a lot of what I talk about today is that playbook that we've heard from people who've closed literally over 10,000 deals using Deal Machine. So we don't want you to reinvent the wheel. We want to make it simple and easy and straightforward for you. We want you to be able to get out there and take action on what we give you today and make it very, again, step by step on, hey, go do this, and you're following the footsteps of what people have done literally 10,000 times before you. So we want you to be 10,001. And on my end as well, it's just such great timing to be able to share this with you guys, just because, hey, right now you have the biggest wealth generating opportunity of the last decade plus. I mean, it is a time of uncertainty. We might be, whether we're going through a recession or we're about to, or wherever we are in the market. Some places are heating up. It's like all over the place. It's uncertain. That's the one word that can kind of summarize everything. And in times like that, real estate investors, wholesalers, we are more valuable because we provide certainty. We can come in, we can use tools like offering somebody a cash offer, offering somebody to move out as is, offering somebody to move quickly, right now. Things like this, where you can solve financial distress of other people. You can solve problems that they're dealing with right now with these tools at your disposal. And, the people will trade you solving their problem for equity, in their deal, a good deal, a discount on a deal. So that's what our goal is today. And really through this whole thing is to help you step up, take action, understand that now is the right time to take action. And, what holds people back from that most of the time is that they just don't know where to get started, how to get started. And so, but get started meaning how to find a great deal, how to buy right, no matter what they're going to do with it. If it's buy and hold or fix and flip or wholesale it, no matter what you're going to do with it, buying right is extremely important across the table. Like that is the one common thing across every exit strategy that you got to nail. So that's what this playbook and this challenge is all about, is giving you those steps to buy right, to buy to discount. So Nasser, is there anything else there you want to say about just the market condition and why now is such a good time to be jumping into this?
Yes, because there's fear in the marketplace. Should I be doing it? Interest rates are too high. Interest rates are too high. I don't know. When there's fear in the marketplace, that's where you need to be buying things up. And what I mean by buying things up, the guys who have cash on the side already, those are the guys that will always buy no matter the market climate. Investors always buy. I had a lunch with a loan officer last week, and she was speaking on how, she was investors just always buy throughout all climates, because she has to sometimes talk to somebody about my house is on the market for 4 months, nobody's buying it. However, I want to get pre-approved for another mortgage, etc. I don't want to be a landlord. And she had to explain to him, well, you might need to take those investor offers that you have, because they do get investor offers. And the reason why in this particular case, that person's house didn't sell, it was overpriced. Maybe 2 years ago she could have got that, but in this market, no, people want a nice product to sell. But where do you fit in that as a wholesaler? Well, investors are always going to need deal flow. I'm always going to need deal flow. So you can sell me that. Yes, I find my own deals, but I buy it from other wholesalers as well. So therefore, this is the time now, whereas you are going to dictate how the next 5 to 10 years of your life look. So don't let the fear stop you from getting in the game and just making it happen.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I mean, the thing that we hear most often from the successful, real estate investors that we talk to, the one regret that they have over and over again is, I wish I started sooner. Like that is the one thing that you can't replicate, is time, and how, wealth builds over time like this, and that you get experience, over time by doing over and over again. So that's what our goal is to help you guys out today, is to speed up that timeline, to get started now and to be able to take action where you can get out there and go do that first deal. And that's the foundation. Even every little win toward that first deal is the foundation to doing your first 100 deals. Right. So that's our goal throughout this entire challenge. I know the playbook that we share is something that has been pulled from, again, the 10,000 plus deals done using Deal Machine. A lot of what I talk about, you can use the principles of, no matter if you're using Deal Machine or not, but I will be showing off stuff inside the Deal Machine app today too, to show you the nitty gritty of exactly how to execute on this stuff, exactly how to do it. We've had over 10,000 people or investors that we serve, and people have done deals in every single state, across the US using our technology. So again, really proud to say we're the highest rated, most reviewed app out there for investors to find off market deals. It's people like Ryan here, who he went through a 30-day challenge himself. On day 17, he did his first deal. Throughout the entire first year in 2020, he did 72 deals using Deal Machine, and then has done 400 total since then. So crazy how he scaled. It's him and his wife and a small team now doing it. We have people like Cody here, who was in San Diego, found it to be too competitive, switched doing this virtually, which I can show off again, a little bit of a recap today, but we did a big deep dive on that last time. But he switched to doing this virtually in Milwaukee and is now doing multiple deals a month through this and has hired a driver to go full time there. Matthew Weaver, he's another guy that we pulled this from. He's investing from literally across the world, from the US, living in Saudi Arabia, and started doing deals virtually as well and hiring drivers here in the US as well. And then people like Patrick here, again, we're pulling this strategy and the things we teach today from the newbie investor all the way through to the Ryan Haywoods of the world. And Patrick here was somebody who was sleeping in his truck, trying to figure out how to change his life, and found through YouTube, real estate investing, wholesaling, and Deal Machine. And then 10 months into it, had done 14 deals, 10 months into really taking action on this. And over 150K in wholesale fees. So pretty incredible. He changed his life throughout his journey. I'm doing this. You can see his interview on our YouTube channel as well. But it's from Patrick to Ryan to Matthew to Cody, everybody in here, of who we're pulling these tips from and these strategies from. So what we did in terms of the actual challenge itself, we did one day 1 training was Friday. This is the day 4 training. The final day 7 trainings on Thursday. Nasser, you said that works for you still?
That absolutely correct.
Okay, cool. So day 7 training is going to be on Thursday. That's going to be a real deep dive into how to continue to follow up with leads, how to work your pipeline, and how to close deals. So day 1 was talking about building your list of leads, building the best list of leads out there by driving for dollars. We talked about how David, our CEO and founder, why he started Deal Machine, is to give you technology to make that process way more effective, way more efficient. Nasser talked about how he did his first deals using driving for dollars and literally a pen and paper and didn't let that stop him. That now you have an app to make it so easy, but for him, he literally had to grind and write down addresses and look up the information and reach out to them manually and all this stuff. So now there's really no excuses if we put it all on an app for you right there. But he told that story last time. So today's training, we're going to go through and recap a little bit from week 1. Or day 1, get into marketing to sellers. So understanding that once you have this list of leads, what do you do with it? What are the right actions to take? How do you actually get their attention? What do the stats say? What does the data say of how to get in front of sellers? And then again, we're going to wrap up with assigning homework for you guys too. So make sure to be doing that homework every day that we're not assigning it or that we're not doing in these live trainings. For throughout this homework as well, if you complete the homework, you enter for free giveaway, which we are giving away for day 1. We're giving away a prize that's worth over $750. So if you turn in your homework today, you can still get access to that drawing. I'm going to be doing that after hours as well after this live training. So make sure to be able to jump on and follow through with turning in the homework. Your homework that was due today. So again, you can do it between now and we'll give you we'll call it midnight Pacific time. So for over the next 9 hours to finish it up. The homework that was due today was getting out there, start driving around, start driving for dollars, which again I'm gonna recap for you guys exactly how to do that, and then build a list of 100 driving for dollars leads. So 100 rundown houses or physically distressed houses. Build a list of that. Email that to me, which let me put my email in the chat again for you guys. It's matt@dealmachine.com. Just put it in there for you. Email that to me, a screenshot of evidence that you built that 100 list of leads, which, if you do it in the Deal Machine app, you can just take a screenshot on there. Email me that screenshot and you will qualify again by the end of tonight for that first drawing, for that first giveaway. And it's worth over $750 that we're giving away for that first one. So I'm doing that for today. if you stick around to the end on here today as well, and I'll give you that kind of second homework assignment of what exactly to do to qualify for our other prize as well. Get out there and again, yes, you can qualify for awesome free prizes that way, but the real prize is going out there and going to do that first deal and do many deals after that. So really excited to be able to walk you guys through that again today. Kind of recap the day one training and then get into the new stuff here, as quickly as possible. So, Nasser, anything I missed there? Anything you wanted to cover before I jump into this?
No, you can go ahead and jump in.
Awesome, man. Cool. So, let's see here. Perfect. So day one, again, we had focused on teaching you guys how to go out and build the best list of leads out there. And by best, I mean the list that is going to take the least number of leads to go close a deal. And this is backed up by a ton of data that we've used, and we provide even solutions like pulling lists and things like that. There's a lot of different ways you can build a list of leads, quote unquote, of people to reach out to inquire about their property to see if they're looking to sell. But the driving for dollars method, it's going to take 4 to 5 times less number of leads than other methods like that. So, these leads are when you drive for dollars, why it's so helpful, why it's such a valuable thing to do, and why it's the best list of leads out there is that you're finding properties that other people cannot easily find. Anybody can go on, even on Deal Machine or anywhere, say, hey, show me all the houses that are vacant around me or marked as vacant, or show me all the houses that are, high equity and absentee around me or something like that, and get a list of leads in 5 minutes and start, calling them. That's easy to do. What people can't do very easily is getting in their car, physically driving around in an area looking for those houses. Is going to take longer. So they're investing more time up front to build that list of leads. And you're going to be finding houses that way that you normally wouldn't necessarily appear on these other lists. Like you're finding the diamonds in the rough that aren't easy to find, which means that they are way less competitive. It's way less likely that other investors are going for these houses that are reaching out to those property owners. And, you might have a chance to find somebody who's motivated right now because, again, you're looking for physical distress. You're looking for, the houses that look vacant, that look beat up, or a tarp on the roof, or, gutters falling off, vacant, boarded, broken up windows, even smaller signs. Like I used this example last time of, we had Josh on our team landed his first deal using Deal Machine as well, just practicing what we preach. And he found a house that had Halloween decorations up, and it was like March. So it's like, okay, they missed some major holidays here. For whatever reason, they're not keeping up with the outside appearance of that property. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for, is just a sign that, okay, for whatever reason, this might be a motivated seller, or might be somebody looking to sell soon or needing to sell soon, and build a list of those, because those are higher likelihood that you can actually bring value to them by solving an urgent financial problem for them. And again, you solve that problem by helping them move now, helping them move as is, helping them move, not deal with a realtor, not do, there's a lot of things you can bring to the table, and, them trading that for a good deal. So you're going in, that was our goal with this, I'll show you here in a minute exactly how to do that. The 100 list of leads that, Kayla, great. Love to see that you've done that and have over 100 houses. Make sure, Kayla, if you haven't yet, email me a screenshot of that too. So that if you done that during the challenge, then you qualify here. But that first 100 list of leads, why we talk about that number as well, is that number 100, you can get your first deal in there. Many people we've seen do that. We've seen people get deals on their free trial with us. We offer a 7-day free trial through this. So it does happen, but that being said, you have to get right place, right time to do that. Whereas the big goal with this number 100, and no matter what you're doing here, it's a numbers game. It's about the more leads that you put in, the higher the chances are that you're going to do that deal, right? But when you get to that number 100, we see a tipping point when we look at the data that the people that get to that first 100, they are much, much more likely to stick with the strategy, to keep at it, to understand the value of it, and to build, to snowball, to build momentum, to build a foundation, to build good habits. It's kind of like, going to the gym or eating healthy or anything like that. You're building good habits in place. And when you do that for a little bit, it starts to get a little bit easier and easier, and you're used to, building that into your routine. And hey, you keep that up and you stay consistent with it, you are bound to do a deal. So that's where that number 100 comes in, is we wanted to set that goal for you guys right away. If you were able to do the homework, awesome job. Make sure to email me again, matt@dealmachine.com, a screenshot of that. So that way you're entered into the giveaway. But if you weren't able to do that, then hey, it's okay. Like if you're picking up today, if you're just starting today and right now, that's okay. Like now is the time to take action, no matter where you're at in your real estate investing journey. And we'll show you that today of how to catch up, some pro tips on how to go maybe a little bit quicker too, and teach you guys what to do once you've built that list. So Nasser, is there anything, talking about driving for dollars in general, is there any tips or your story, any tips that you have or anything in your story of how you did it that first time, while I switch over here and start to show people exactly how to do it?
Yeah. Bam Man, what's going on, man? I'm just saying what's up to some of the YouTube people, but
Nice.
Yes. With that being said, for me, what worked for me was just basically looking for the right person. What is the right person? Tall grass, beat up house, ugly house, needs a new roof. Most people don't have cash to get their roof fixed and things of that nature. So those are the things that I had looked for, and I just stayed consistently, like somebody said on YouTube. You have to stay consistent, you got to be committed. The issue is, people just want to try it out and not be consistent with it. And this is work. If you want a real estate career, you have to put in just as much time and effort as you do your day job. Some of you make $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. I think average income right now in America is like 60, but what if I told you can make 60,000 a month? So, but you have to put in the work and stay committed. So that would be me adding my 2 cents. Just staying committed, making the phone calls, doing what you don't want to do, but what you need to do to get closer to your goal.
Yeah, like you said, you're staying committed on the road, man. So I love to see that you're staying committed to everybody too on your side. But yeah, I think absolutely agree. It's a numbers game in the end. It's about doing the right actions over and over again. So we'll teach you guys here what those right actions are to get to to keep those leads coming in. But to kind of start off with, inside the actual Deal Machine app right here, which you can see my screen there, Nasser, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what you've got here is this is the web app version. We also have a mobile app too, and anything you add on here or on there, they all sync up immediately. So you can be driving around, physically driving for dollars using the mobile app. Most likely it'll lock on your location and drive with you. The web app, you can do some virtual stuff, which is really awesome, which I'll show here in a second. But when you look at the map right here, you can use satellite view to see the actual houses themselves, or I'll just do the standard view right here. It's a little easier to see on the demo. But you'll start to see little dots popping up all around you right here. All these black dots are just properties that you can click on and add as a lead. You click on that, hit add lead, and move on to the next one. So, when you say lead, it just means, again, you're looking for a rundown house. You're driving down, Wisteria Street right here. And if you see 49 or 2495, you click on that. If it's run down in real life, just say, okay, cool. It's, a good lead. Let me click on it. Let me just add that lead to the Deal Machine app. It turns to a little blue pin right here, and then you can keep going. And so again, our whole goal is to get to 100 leads to start off with. That's where we want to get you to begin with. You'll see all these black dots are just properties you can click on. You'll see blue dots every so often too. And that means it's a property that's been sold or has been listed on market on the MLS within the last 12 months or so. So, that's something to be conscious of and really try to avoid those for this particular exercise, unless they're an expired, failed listing, which it will tell you on the lead right there. But as you drive down the street, it'll lock on your location. So you'll see a little blue dot, and you drive down the street and you'll have a little tail behind you, which that green tail is route tracking right here. Let me see this route tracking right here. So you'll see, hey, it's green for 6 months, yellow for up to 12 months, and then red at up to 2 years here. So you can kind of look at the map right away and figure out, hey, where have I driven? Where do I need to drive? Where have I been? And kind of use it as a way to plan your routes and keep getting more and more efficient at driving for dollars your whole area. So on the map, those are kind of the first two things you really want to think about. One really awesome thing that Nasser and I showed off on Friday, and then he had me on, maybe 2 weeks ago showing off, because it's literally brand new, is a feature that really helps, especially if you're a newbie and it's your first deal and you've never used Deal Machine before, and you don't necessarily know what to do or need, could use a little extra guidance there. When you click on a property or a lead, you'll see in this bottom right corner this awesome new thing we're calling Alma. And it's a real estate AI assistant built right into the Deal Machine app. And this is something, if you're on our pro level plan and up, you get the access to this. So we have like our starter plan, our pro plan, and then our teams level plan. If you're on pro and up, you get access to Alma right there inside the app right away. And it's something you can see, like if it's just in the bottom right corner right there. So at any point you can kind of click on it, but it'll come up right away. And if you're trying to figure out like, where should I drive, or what makes a good deal, or anything like that, this is really, it's a first of its kind AI assistant that combines AI with just our crazy amount of off-market property data, and helps kind of be your deal finding and deal analysis co-pilot, and is just so incredibly insightful, way more than anything else out there that would be an alternative to this, because of our data, because you're using this in tandem with everything else that Deal Machine can do. So when you pull it up, you can automatically jump in and just type anything and ask it anything. Like I can say, hey, are there any neighborhoods, let's see here, near, I'm not sure what city I'm even in, near Sarasota, Florida, good for investing. Let's see if that comes back with anything. So strong real estate market and population growth. So So it'll tell you a little bit of general information. So you may or may not get anything on that particular query. But the cool thing is, okay, cool, I can ask it whatever I want, and I'm using it in tandem with the rest of Deal Machine. So when Alma comes back with an answer, I can think through, how else can I look at this neighborhood and figure out areas to drive? Well, I also have this highlights button right here. And this highlights filter is something that goes super underutilized, I think, by people in general, but it's a way to overlay the map with thousands of data points. Like you click on highlights and you can then say, hey, yeah, show me all the properties around me that are vacant, or that are in, a foreclosure status, or, are absentee owned, or in a hot neighborhood, or might have a tired landlord, things like that, where I can then, click on that and say, show me vacant properties around me, and start to have these highlights pop up right away. So that way I can figure out, hey, is this a good block to drive on? Is this a good area to drive? I'm seeing a lot of highlights that meet my criteria. Awesome. Let me start there and use that as I drive for dollars. So you're using it, again, the AI assistant can help you out in a variety of ways. The rest of Deal Machine, like the highlights data, can help you out in a variety of ways. So love to be able to put those two things together, and you kind of have a little bit of a real estate investing superpower by doing that. So Nasser, is there anything else? I know I've shown off the AI stuff for you a couple times here. Is there anything that you've really tried with it yet, or anything, like any other prompt that you think could work well with it, or just curious?
I mean, as far as the AI stuff, I mean, the most stuff I'm impressed by is the offer. The second thing, what do I say to a seller? Because I get that question all the time. My students, they get the script I use and everything else, but I get that question. What do I say? But the offer analyzes property, and that allows you, it does all the thinking for you.
Exactly. Yeah. So on the spot, it'll pull in loan information. It'll pull in the max allowable offer. It'll tell you all of that right there. So it'll say, hey, here's the loan amount is $108K. The MAO for it is $286, $658 and 40 cents. So it's you can offer more than the loans on there. And that, since it's a positive number, this could make for a good wholesale deal to the seller. So that, as simple as that, right away, you can, when you're driving down the street, you click on a house, it's run down, click on it, you hit analyze deal. Hey, this can make a good wholesale offer. Awesome. Like that. Let's start there. So that's a great way to be able to start to build your list and add leads and kind of qualify those leads as you go. And again, every time you hit the add lead button, it's going to do a little blue pin right here on the map for you. and you can keep going and keep going. So, yeah, I would say being able to use Alma and the highlights button. I mean, those are both on Deal Machine Pro. Highly recommend those as part of your strategy to get to that 100 number in terms of driving for dollars leads. The other thing I do want to mention is you can, if you're on Pro especially, you can actually add a driver to your account as well. So if you have other people that you want to drive with you and for you, when you click in the top right corner on your profile and then go to team, and then you're right here, you've got your driver, so you can invite them by email. I've got people like Elliot right here where he's one of my drivers. I can add him right there. I don't want to give him access to my CRM or to my billing or any of that kind of stuff. So I just keep it real simple for him, just going around adding leads. And then whenever he does that, I can click on drives up in this top right corner and see all of my past drives and see where I've been or see where Elliot has been, and kind of use this as a way to be able to see like, hey, yeah, Elliot drove, back in January, he added 21 leads. He drove 3 miles. He drove for almost an hour, and I can see exactly where he drove and exactly what leads he added right there. So it's an awesome tool to kind of team up with other people, use it as a way, like you said, to understand how to analyze a property, how to figure out areas to drive, how to do it in tandem with a team. And then finally, the final bit that we went over, and again, if you want to go much more deep into this stuff, we did on the first call, but the final thing I do want to touch on is this start driving button up here. And that's our virtual driving for dollars option, where if I click start driving and then, put it anywhere on the street, hit start driving, and right away it's going to be able to, show me kind of the Google Street image of a particular area. And I can just click down the street, look at houses, get more information, find a house that is not in great shape, be able to find that one, and then just quickly hit add lead and move on to the next one, just like I would, in the real world. So that's a great alternative if you're wanting to, do this in different markets. If you're not able to drive during the day, if you are, for whatever reason, maybe you've got like a day job or whatnot, and it's just hard to find time to do this, or maybe you're trying to invest in a market you're not physically located in, like this is a great alternative to doing a lot of that stuff. So, yeah, that's, in terms of, last time's training and what we did and how we went, really showing you a couple different options to build that list of leads. You've got kind of virtual driving, you've got adding drivers to your team, and you can do this yourself by, getting in your car and actually driving around yourself.
Can I say something, Matt, based off that? So
yeah,
everybody listening, I want you to think about something when you're adding drivers. All right. I'm a little older, guys, but let me say this. You have more and more occupations, whereas people are driving. You have Instacart, you have Uber, you have Lyft, you have all the ride sharing, of course. Instacart, you have the people who deliver the food, you got the people who deliver the Amazon packages. Those are people you can build a relationship and say, hey, listen, since you're going to be in the car, then what if I paid you $500 for every house that I closed? Or what if I paid you $2 for every qualified lead that you bring? What's a qualified lead? Well, a house that's vacant, the mail is stuffed up. So you just pay me $2 to get your address? Yeah. If it got tall grass and nobody's living there, it obviously look vacant, I'll verify it's a qualified lead. And hey, if it meets all my criteria, I'll pay you $2 per lead. These are things that you can say to the Uber drivers, the people who deliver the groceries, the people who deliver your Amazon package in their cars, the people, the post office person, all of these people. So I want you guys to be able to get creative with this,
Love that.
So I just wanted to add that in when because this has a feature where you can add a driver.
Yep. Let me see. Does this do it? Where can I find bird dogs? Here we go. Yeah, I was going to say questions like that, general real estate questions, also worth testing out with Alma. So I was like, oh, I haven't tried that one yet. But yeah, absolutely great tips, man. I think like there are so many different people. I mean, we've had people put like flyers on their door and say, "Hey, thanks for delivering, my Amazon package. By the way, if you want to get paid while you're out driving, call me about this or text me about how can I add you to my Deal Machine account." Things like that that have worked really well. So definitely, I'm happy to do like a deep dive on a few, another challenge in the future on how to build a driving team, and that I think that's absolutely how you're going to hit that number consistently and really scale the strategy is by recruiting and kind of building a team around you too. So great stuff. Good tips. So that was day one. Again, if you want to deep dive on that, make sure to watch the replay that Nasser will send out again after this one. And I know we did a past live on your YouTube channel last Friday too, so you can view it there as well. But I think we covered most of that to kind of give people a good recap. Now, today's training, like how to act on that, where to go from here, is now kind of day 4. Again, we're on day 4 here, is marketing to your list of sellers. So if you went this, whether you finished your homework or not, if you have 100 Driving for Dollars leads already, awesome, great job finishing the homework. If not, you still have the rest of the day today to finish that homework, and then to send me a screenshot again of that, to be able to send me a screenshot of evidence that you did that, those 100 leads, that you have that list of 100 properties of 100 addresses, and you'll be entered to for the giveaway, for that randomly selected winner, which again, at the end of this, we'll go through the homework and kind of reiterate exactly what it's going to take to enter into this next drawing, this next giveaway for you guys here for day 7. But for today, for day 4, what I really want to show you guys is, okay, now that you have that list of leads, now that you have, the 100 Driving for Dollars leads, what do you do with those? Like, what is the right action to take? And this is really the thing that separates people from, just kind of dipping their toe in the water to doing deals, to doing that first deal and to do many deals after that. And it's the action you take. It's how you reach out to sellers. It's not just finding them by driving around, and that's great. Like, that is absolutely kind of the lifeblood of this whole thing, is the number of leads you get. But then how you take action on them, how you actually get in front of them and do it in a way that's going to get their attention and actually be able to have a conversation with them. That is what's going to separate you from everyone else out there. So what we'll go through today is showing that off, and showing, again, I can show you how to use Deal Machine to do this as well. I think, one thing I do want to start off with is telling you that we highly recommend having kind of a creative marketing mix. And what I mean by that is people respond differently to different types of outreach. Some people are going to respond to actually pick up the phone on a call if you call them. Some people are going to respond to a text. Some people are going to respond to a mail, a postcard you send them. Some people will respond to a door knock. Like, if you can mix in multiple strategies, multiple ways you're reaching out to somebody, when we look at the data, it gets exponentially better, exponentially more likely that you are going to actually get in touch with them. And it's like, hey, if you do, it's funny. Like, if you look at the data, it's okay. If you do one thing, if 1 equals 1, 1 plus 1 actually equals 3, and do 3 different things and it equals 5 or 7. Like, you're getting more and more likely that they get in front of you if you're doing multiple ways. If you're putting out multiple methods to get in front of them. So in the end, like, when we look at kind of the secret sauce of being able to actually, be able to talk to a seller, actually get their attention, it's in the follow-ups, it's in the follow-throughs, it's doing multiple methods, and it's doing it consistently and often. I know if we, again, look at the data, if you only send one follow-up message to somebody, you're missing out. Even if they're going to sell that house, you're missing out on that deal like over 85% of the time, I believe. If you only send 3 messages, you're still missing out it's like 52% of the time. So you're still not even halfway there if you only send out 3 marketing messages to them. So the key here is to be able to come in and understand, how do I get in front of them? Like, what should I do in the first place? And then how do I stay consistent with it in a way that's actually scalable and actually possible for one person or a small team to do. So that's what I'll show you guys in here today, is to really show you exactly how to execute on that. Nasser, you can see Deal Machine here now again too.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Cool. Before I show this off, is there anything from a marketing perspective you want to share too on just like how to get in front of somebody or what you recommend in terms of how often to reach out to people?
Yes, I recommend texting. Texting is soft. It's easy. people feel comfortable responding to text. But sometimes you're gonna have to cold call, regardless if you like it or not. You're just gonna have to cold call, pick up that phone and call. So I mean, either of those two agree. You want to be aggressive, mail if they don't pick up, if they don't respond to text after a few hours, then okay, I'll send the mail piece. But I want to be aggressive. I want to try to get in front of them.
Yep. Absolutely agree. I think on our end, one thing that's cool that Alma does. So you were asking like, what could, or we were talking about what people could use for it. So let me find a new property here. So if we go in here, Alma pops up. Hey, I'm Alma, your AI assistant for real estate. I'm still in the learning phase, so be patient. Feel free to ask me about this property. You said analyzing the property first and foremost was one of them. Or if we analyze it for wholesaling, again, it's going to pull up information on the max allowable offer, which it's calculating for you. And then also the current loan amount to be able to say like, hey, is this a good deal or not? Potentially. This one, it looks like it's going to say it's not a great wholesale deal just because the loan is higher than the max allowable offer. But say it did say it was a good deal. If we click view prompts, another one that comes up is, oh, how do I get in touch with the seller? So if you click on that, it's going to go through and show you, hey, here's some ideas. Maybe you could, send mail to them. Maybe you could cold call them. Maybe you could email them. Maybe you could, I think texting comes up sometimes as a recommendation. Door knocking, like it'll give you ideas on what to do and how to, where to go from here. So that's kind of, again, what this Copilot is great for is use it as a brainstorming tool. Use it as a way to kind of give you some guidance and on the spot be able to talk back and forth and say, okay, cool. Well, hey, if you want to text them, then the way to go about doing that is you need to skip trace that particular owner. So you jump on here, you hit add lead, and then you can hit skip trace right here. And I'm not going to share their number, but if you hit that, it'll come back with phone numbers, email addresses. It'll come back with a bunch of information on how to get in touch with that seller. We give you premium skip trace data too. So it'll tell you like, hey, is this a landline or a mobile number? Is this disconnected? Is it on the do not the known litigators list? Is it, it'll give you a ton of different information to be able to help you come back and if you get a list of 5 or 6 numbers, know which one to call and which ones are likely to be connected and be the right person. So that's where I would start is you can jump in, have conversation with Alma like that on giving you ideas of how to market to that seller, skip trace them to get phone numbers and email addresses to call and email and text and all that. And then if you're and it'll come up and say, hey, I'm at a local investor. I came across your property on Nottingham. I'm interested in buying. Would you be open to discussing a sale? Let me know. Thanks. Keep it really simple and straightforward. You can say, hey, write me 5 more SMS messages. So it'll give you, okay, cool. Again, Alma, what you put into it is what you get out of it. A lot of typing like that'll and having prompting it like this will give you more and more information. So now I've got 5 different options to kind of rotate in and test out and try. So we've got all that at your fingertips. You can come in and say, hey, what if once the seller wants to talk, what should I ask the seller when I call them? And it'll come back and say, well, hey, when you call the seller, there's a series of questions you can ask, and it'll give you, 10 questions or so, or you could ask for more. You could say, hey, give me, the top 3 things I need to ask them about. It'll kind of, based on what you're asking for, be really, really specific and come back with you on that. So that's where you can kind of go through this. And again, reach out in a variety of different ways and use this to kind of assist you on how to reach out. I will mention, when we're looking at the most successful strategy to be able to do this is we highly, highly recommend doing what we call short-term marketing combined with long-term marketing. And so what you're talking about, Nasser, is short-term marketing. It's the call, the text, the door knock, the like one-to-one outreach that takes your personal time to do. And there isn't really a way to scale that, but it is extremely effective and proactive, like you're saying. So I showed like calling and texting there. We even do have a door knocking feature inside Deal Machine where if you have like any other outside list that you use like our list builder for it, or if you had a list from any other technology you've ever used before, you can import that list and then drive that list inside Deal Machine where you could say like, hey, let me find one that I've got some leads in. hey, here's 820 leads, and if I hit drive this list, it's going to show me exactly how to drive, turn-by-turn navigation to every single property on that list. And so you can use that to kind of like door knock or sticky note or just be as efficient as possible with your time. So that's in there too. But I would categorize all of that under short-term marketing. And then I would combine that with long-term marketing. And what we mean by that is this two-pronged strategy of short-term and long-term. The long-term marketing is something you can set it and forget. So it's something you can scale because you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about it every single day. You don't have to go in and figure out how to send that next piece of marketing to them. You can say like, hey, let me click on this property, that I have added as a lead, and let me start mail to them. And when I do that, it'll come up and you can actually on the spot say, I want to send them a postcard every 21 days, send it to them 6 times, make it look like this template, which we give you 9 or 10 default templates inside the app that are all worded well for doing a wholesale deal right away. So they're all proven. I mean, that's what Ryan Haywood, the guy that's done hundreds of deals using Deal Machine, that's what he used are these templates. So you can do that, or you can get really custom and create your own kind of creative templates too. But that's all right inside the app. Is you can, again, do the short-term marketing of that one-to-one outreach and then combine that with these long-term postcards and set it and forget it and say, hey, send them a postcard once a month. And that way you are much, much more likely to stay top of mind and to try to catch them at the right place, right time for when they do have an urgent need, that you are the one they think of because you're the one that's been sending marketing to them over and over for 6 months, So are you doing much direct mail at this point, Nasser, too? Or I'm just curious on your end.
I'm not doing a lot of direct mail at all. No. Only time we do direct mail is for John for dollar stuff when we can't pick them up. You know what I mean? When we can't get them. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what from a direct mail standpoint, I mean, that's, it can be a more expensive marketing tactic. So being able to make sure it's the highest quality leads you're doing this to is extremely important. And that's why driving for dollars, it's a good method because, hey, again, they are the best bang for your buck, best return on your investment in terms of they're the least number of leads it's going to take for you to get to that first deal. And it's actually the number one way that newbies go find that first deal. So, if you're going to do the direct mail like this, if you're going to do the short-term marketing with the long-term marketing together, this mail center right here, if you click mail center, is going to be super helpful because you'll be able to see like how many postcards have I sent this month, and how many do I have scheduled, and how much am I going to spend on that, and the ones I've sent, like are they in the mail, or have they been delivered, or what have you. It kind of tracks all of your mail, so you can use it to budget and track your mail right on the spot, and then you can also create postcard designs of all kinds of different sizes, or handwritten letters, or door hangers, or all kinds of cool stuff. Inside the mail center too. So being able to kind of, again, do the long-term marketing with the short-term marketing together is, over time where we see people have the most consistent success over and over and over again. So, awesome. Before we get to the homework or anything, Nasser, is there anything else you wanted to add here too, man, on the marketing front? Or
no, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, I do want to share with you guys. We'll share the homework. I've got a couple bonuses here to share with you for sticking around, through this whole thing. And then, we'll wrap up there and send you on your way with the exact homework to take to go get that first deal and, come back to us on Thursday, with some great conversations with sellers and things. So, again, recap goal is to do short-term marketing. So one-off outreach, the call, the text, the door knock, the sticky note, that type of stuff, in combination with the long-term marketing, the set it and forget it, the direct mail, the postcards. Your homework by Thursday afternoon through this is to, again, get to your 100 list of leads, so have those 100 driving for dollars leads that we talked about at the beginning of the call, and then complete at least 2 different types of marketing to them. So like Nasser said, it could be, a call and a text, or it could be, a text in a piece of mail, or, just the goal is to try 2 different things, 2 different ways to get in touch with them, 2 different actions to take to give yourself so much more of an opportunity, just looking at the data statistically, to get in front of them and to have a conversation with the seller. Now, again, if you don't know exactly what to say to the seller, you've got Alma to help you out. You've got Nasser, do you have a link to any of your sales scripts there that I know you share out? But you could put in the chat maybe, or
Yeah, they're actually in my Facebook group.
there we go.
If for those watching the replay, if you go to my Facebook group, look at files, you'll see my scripts for wholesaling with the Duru, and you can use those. I would just upload them, but I'm not at home with my drive. I just upload it from there.
All good. Yeah. So make sure to check them out there too. And I know, again, like you can use that. You can use the questions Alma is giving you, but being able to go through and have a little bit of a place to understand what to ask sellers, like when they actually do answer the phone and when you reach out to them, those resources are going to help you a ton to do that. This homework, if you can complete this by Thursday afternoon, that's all you got to do is, again, get to that first 100 leads and reach out to each of those sellers at least 2 different ways. If you're doing that to turn in your homework and qualify for the giveaway, that's, again, this new giveaway is worth over $750 again, make sure to go on here and to enter, finish the homework. So, go through and get those 100 leads and reach out to them, and then email me evidence of that. So email me these 2 things. Email me a screenshot of your 100 leads, and then include in that email, just say how you're marketing to them. Did you skip trace them? Did you call them? Did you text them? Did you door knock them? Did you send postcards? Like, what did you do to get in front of them? And give me a quick recap of that. So you do those 2 simple things, and you will be entered for this giveaway. We're going to randomly select one of you guys on here that does the homework to be the winner of again, it's worth over $750 of a prize on this next one. So make sure to do that. Enter the homework tonight to get to those 100 leads, and then by Thursday do this, and you'll be entered to win, guys. So to leave you here, I know we're running up against the clock. The last two bonuses I do want to share is, one of them is Duru Driving, which I know Nasser shared that link in the chat. That's a 7-day free trial of Deal Machine if you want to try us out, and $30 toward what we just showed you guys today. So $30 toward sending skip traces, doing postcards, doing all, the outreach methods. That's going to be all free right here for you. So that way you can take this playbook you're learning through this challenge, take the pro tips we're sharing, take all of this and run with it, and be doing this for free. So we want to give away as much free as possible, guys. So make sure it's durudriving.com to unlock all of that. You wouldn't get that just going through our website normally. If you are like, hey, I'm going to do this more than a few months, I'm going to do this, I'm going to stick with this strategy and do this, for up to a full year, and say, I'm going to do my first deal and do many deals after this. This right here, dealmachine.com/Duru, is going to be easily the best way to do that. Like, you're going to get 45% off what you would normally get through our website. So if you're going to commit for a full year, you're going to get an entire year of pro, which that gives you all the Alma stuff we showed off, all the driving for dollars and virtual driving for dollars stuff, 3 users, so that way you can have drivers with you, everything in the mail center, everything on our CRM, which we'll cover on Thursday, our comps or MLS data, list builder, which that list builder is an alternative option to driving for dollars. It's an upgrade that typically is $588 for the year. That's going to be free. All of the skip tracing and postcard, free marketing boost right there. All that in total would normally be over $1,800, and you'll get it for $990 if you're going to do it for, commit to an entire year. So if you're going through this, you're like, yes, this is awesome, I'm ready to go land a deal and land many after it. And consider this an investment. And hey, if you do even one deal, you can 10-20x that investment, off that. So that's the goal with this, is to give you guys the tools to succeed and get out there, and then have the playbook through these 7 days of exactly how to do it, exactly how to execute on it, how 10,000 plus people have done that before. So I'll leave this up here, these 2 QR codes for you guys. If you want to scan either of these, you've got, again, the 7-day free trial on the left, the 45% off on the right. And, I'm happy to stick around and answer any questions for a couple minutes here. And, if not, hey, happy deal finding. Like, go out there and go start finding some deals, guys. So you have the playbook. You've got it all for free with the trial and all that stuff, and or for a huge discount if you're going to commit to a full year. And, you're set up for success here. So.
All right. So do anybody have any questions? We got about less than 6 minutes before this cuts out. So if you want to shoot out a question real fast, I can get
Anything
them.
on social?
We could probably answer about 1 or 2 before this cuts out.
Yeah, especially if you guys have questions about like the sales conversation with the seller. I know that's something we hear questions about in this section pretty often. I mean, again, Alma will help you out, and Nasser puts out some great content in general on that. I know you have your course. I know you have, again, that Facebook group. So you have a lot of support on that already. But if you want to ask any specific questions on that, that's a big one at this stage. So we're here to help.
All right, man. Looks like I don't see any questions, man. So I guess we can end it here.
Yeah, nailed it, I guess.
I'll email out the replay shortly. You can find it on youtube.com/real estate guru. Look under the live button and you can find it there. And also the replay will be in my Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Guru. So those are
I see.
Yes.
I said Kayla had one question here. Am I able to use a list I did with REI Skip? Yes, you can. With any outside solution, what you can do in Deal Machine is if you go to this leads tab right here, you can click on the add leads button, import a list, and you just upload a CSV, Excel file or anything like that, and just map those properties into Deal Machine. And if you already have them in Deal Machine, it'll actually automatically merge them here too. You'll see a little number 2 pop up right there. So it's like list stacking in real time, essentially. And you can, once you have that, you can, skip trace and mail them, use Alma, whatever you want to do with those leads inside Deal Machine. So Kayla, the long answer, yes. Any other ones on social or anything?
No, I don't see any. Does anybody have anything? No.
Cool. Looks like we nailed it. All right, there we go. Good stuff, guys. Well, happy deal finding. Get out there, go do that homework. Again, Matt at Deal Machine. I'll put up my email in the chat one more time. Make sure to turn in those list of 100 leads, the screenshotted, evidence of that to me today to get into the first drawing, and then by Thursday include that, along with a little blurb on how you're marketing to them. And we're going to be doing, again, $1,500 plus in giveaways, and excited to do that on the next call too, guys. So,
all right. And Iceman said, let us hear a story about one of the most rude calls. Me, when I was newer, I got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna make this fast. I was newer. I will put my Google Voice on the postcard, and somebody basically left a message telling me to go back to your country on your effing camel and don't ever contact me again. So that was my most rude thing. And you're gonna get cursed out. That's part of the game. Focus on the goal. Don't focus on how somebody else treats you. You get treated bad regardless if you decide to do this business or not. But let's do this business and get a 5-figure check. So I'm gonna end it there. We got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna end it there. Matt, thank you. Please email Matt the homework, man. Please email. This is sponsored by Deal Machine, so email Matt the homework. And guys, we will see you on Thursday night for our last call.
Yep, appreciate that mindset, man, and looking forward to Thursday. Thanks, guys.